Alrighty, welcome back to lesson 11.1.3. We're going to be adding and subtracting rational expressions. So we're going to start by remembering. Do you remember how to add and subtract regular fractions? Right? So what is the first thing that we need to add and subtract fractions? Well, you're going to need a common denominator. And that goes for rational expressions as well. So once we get to those, you'll see what I'm talking about. But let's do these. For this one, common denominator is already there. So we're going to do 8 minus 3 divided by 11, which we get 5 over 11. Right, now we have a common denominator. We don't need to do anything, just multiply, add across. X plus 2 divided by 6. There we go. Right, let's do this one. Whoa, we need a common denominator. So I'm going to multiply this one, top and numerator and denominator, by 3, and the numerator and denominator of this fraction by 5, because 15 is going to be my common denominator. And then it's also my least common denominator, if you guys remember that. 5 divided by 15 plus 6 divided by 15, which would give us 11 over 15. All right, so let's do this, and we're gonna show you guys how to do it with rational expressions. Step 1, first step. Remember, follow these steps. If you get stuck, confused, lost, ask me when you see me next, and I will be more than happy to help you or go through with it with you guys. So let's do this. Let's do the first denominator. X squared plus 5x plus 4, which would equal x plus 4 times x plus 1. There we go. All right, what about 3x plus 3? We can factor it. We can factor a 3 out. We get 3 times x plus 1. Right? What is the least common denominator, the LCD? It's going to be 3 times x plus 1 times x plus 4. So, how do we change this? X plus 4 times x plus 1 and x divided by 3 times x plus 1, and we just change them so we get a common denominator. Well, for the first one, we're going to multiply by 3, numerator and denominator by 3. We get 3 times x plus 4 times x plus 1. There we go. What about the other one? The other one we're going to have to multiply by x plus 4. The top and bottom. So we're going to do x times x plus 4 divided by thank you. Hope maybe one of you guys said bless you. All right, so 3 times x plus 4 times x plus 1. Right, because I just multiplied it by x plus 4 to get that. Now how am I going to add it to get one fraction? We're going to add the numerator, so we're going to do 3 plus x times x plus 4, and then we're going to keep the denominator. 3 times x plus 4 times x plus 1. Right? There we go. Oh, man. I was talking, you guys didn't see it. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you guys will see it now and you will understand what I'm talking about. Wow. Next, we're going to simplify where possible. So we're going to have to multiply out the numerator and add it together and see if we can factor the numerator out. So we're going to get 3 plus x squared plus 4x, right? And that's a quadratic function, although it's in the wrong area, but it is factorable. 3 times x plus 4 times x plus 1. So now we're going to factor the numerator, and we're going to get x plus 1 times x plus 3. Well, Now, would you look at that? X plus 1s cancel, and we will get x plus 3 divided by 3 times x plus 4. And you can leave it like that. You don't need to multiply the 3 in. Please don't multiply the 3 in. All right, so state any values of variables that need to be excluded from the solution. So we're going to look at each denominator separately, right? Our original denominators right up here. Step 3, I'm pointing at. Step 3, these two. So let's do it. Let's look at them. And we're going to look at x plus 4 times x plus 1, which does not equal 0, which translates to x does not equal -4 or -1. What about 3 times x plus 1? So what can x not equal? And x cannot equal -1. But we already have it up there. So we only have 2 exclusions. X cannot equal -4 or -1. Because -1 twice doesn't really matter. All right, let's do the second page where we get to practice. You guys get to practice with me like old times. Okay, there's one. Alrighty, let's get started. Let's do A. So, do we have a common denominator? Yes. So now what do? Well, we can just add them together. 2x plus 7 divided by, keep the denominator. We don't need to add that too. Alright, now we have a problem. Not really a problem. Is it in its simplified form? Well, here's the thing. We don't know because we haven't factored the denominator out. So now we have to factor the denominator out. And we're going to get 2x plus 7. Whoa, would you look at that? Times x minus 3. So 2x plus 7's cancel. And we will get 1 over x minus 3. That is our answer. Now, we have to state our exclusions. X cannot equal 3, and x cannot equal -7 over 2, because we're looking at the numerator. We would look at the original, but they're both the same denominator. My bad. Why did I say numerator? I meant denominator. You guys know what I mean. All right, so now, okay, with negatives, you have to be very, very careful. You guys like to subtract the x, but add the 4. You have to subtract the 4 too. So we're going to get 3x plus 9 minus, put parentheses around the x plus 4 so you know that the negative needs to be distributed. Divided by, it shouldn't be minus 90, it should be minus 50. My bad, they're both the same. Minus 50. Or that would be really, really hard to solve, because then you'd have to multiply both by each other. So that is a 5-0. Hopefully you can see that I wrote a 5. My bad. 8x squared minus 50, which would equal, remember, distribute the negative, so we have 2x, and then 9 minus 4. Well, I'll distribute it in the next one so you guys can see it. I shouldn't jump steps. All right. So we get 3x plus 9 minus x minus 4 divided by, well, can we pull out anything from the bottom? 2. So we get 4x squared minus 25. Right? And then we'll get 2x minus plus 5 divided by 2 times 2x minus 5 times 2x plus 5. Right? We're going to factor out the bottom as well. And then, because the 2x plus 5's cancel, 2's turn to 1's, we'll get, whoops. I should have put a parenthesis around so I didn't get confused. Yeah, the whole thing cancels. 2's left, so we get 1 over 2 times 2x plus minus 5. Minus 5. Right? There we go. So what about our exclusions? So we're going to look at 4x squared minus 25. So our exclusions, because we have 2x minus 5 and 2x plus 5, x cannot equal negative 5 over 2 or positive 5 over 2. Those are our exclusions. All right? And be careful with that negative, distribute it. And let me highlight my answer. There we go. All right, let's do the next two, C and D. So for C, we're gonna have to find the least common denominator. And as you can see, the LCD is equal to 3x plus 1 times x minus 5. So we can write our exclusions based off of the least common denominator. X cannot equal negative 1/3 or positive 5. Right? There we go. So we're gonna have to the only denominator we're gonna have to change is 3x plus 1. So we're gonna have to multiply the top and bottom by x minus 5. So it'd be x times x minus 5 divided by 3x plus 1 times x minus 5 plus 2x squared minus 2 divided by x minus 5 times 3x plus 1. And it doesn't matter which order you put it in, it's still the same. Now we're just going to combine the numerator and denominator, but we should probably factor out this. So we get x squared minus 5x. Now we can add them. So we get 2x squared minus 2 plus x squared minus 5x divided by 3x plus 1 times x minus 5, which we will get 3x squared minus 5x minus 2 divided by 3x plus 1 times x minus 5. And now we're going to have to factor out the numerator. You guys are probably already said that to me. Yep. So we factor that out. Divided by 3x plus 1 times x minus 5. Oh, look, the 3x plus 1's cancel. And we are left with x minus 2 over x minus 5. And we are done. That is our answer. Let's do the next one. So, what is our least common denominator? X plus 3 times x minus 3. Absolutely correct. And based off of that, what are our exclusions? Right? Our exclusions are x cannot equal negative 3 and positive 3. So I want to factor out 9 minus 3x, and I can factor out a 3 from that. So I will get 3 times 3 minus x. Make it simpler, make it easier on me once we start, doing it. But because the x is in the wrong spot, I can factor out negative 1 as well. So I will get a negative 3 times x minus 3. All right, so my changed equation is going to be x plus 3 times x minus 3 plus 2x over x plus 3. And because I manipulated my formula like that, the x minus 3's cancel. And we don't have to worry about multiplying the right side by x minus 3. So we will get negative 3 plus 2x over x plus 3. And if we want to put it proper, we could put it as 2x minus 3 over x plus 3. Remember, we cannot cancel the 3's. Do not try to cancel the 3's. There we go. Or that one too. Both correct answers, but I prefer the answer on the right. All right, let's do the last two. So I'm going to factor out x squared minus 16. I'm gonna get x plus 4 times x minus 4. Oh, so my least common denominator is already gonna be x plus 4 times x minus 4. So I know x cannot equal 4 or negative 4. So if I rewrite it, I get 2 over x plus 4 minus, remember, minus, you gotta distribute the negative whichever way you take it. X minus 4 over x plus 4 times x minus 4. And the x minus 4's cancel. So we don't need to multiply the left fraction by x minus 4 to combine it. And then we're gonna get 2 over x plus 4 minus 1 over x plus 4. And we simply get 1 over x plus 4. And we did find the LCD at the top, but we really didn't need to for this problem. This one was straightforward and we got stuff to cancel. All right, factors to cancel. Wow, my brain is deteriorating. So let's factor this out just in case. Maybe things will cancel, who knows? Let's do it. So we're gonna get 2x, pull that out, times x minus 1. There we go. Now if I rewrite it, I'm gonna get 3x over 2x times x minus 4. X minus 4 plus 2 over x minus 4, right? So the x's cancel, and I'm left with 3 over 2 times x minus 4 plus 2 over x minus 4. And all I need to do is multiply the right fraction by 2. Right? And we have to use this to state what our exclusions are. The exclusions for x cannot equal 0 because 2 times 0, the whole thing turns into 0. And x cannot equal 4, positive 4, because it will turn that to 0. And we can't do that. So now when we combine the two, I get 3 plus 4 over 2 times x minus 4, right? And I get 7 over 2 times x minus 4. Because I multiply the numerator and denominator by 2. There we go. I'm going to use my highlighter. And that's it. That is lessons from chapter 11.1.3. If you have any questions, like I said before, feel free to ask me, and I will see you again for the following week. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.